Hello and welcome back for your daily dose of LOL Esports content, where I'm going to cover the two series that took place earlier today in China in the LPL, and then preview the pair of series that will take place tomorrow in China, as well as what will take place in the LCK in Korea. So predictions, I'm 66 and 36 on the year, went 1-1 this morning. First, we had RNG and Ultra Prime. RNG would win 2-0. Wei was my MVP. Tangwan, another great performance out of him, 6-0 and 18 with 28% of the team's damage. Ming went 2-2 and 24. Decade 2-6-6, 25% of damage in the loss. So there were some interesting things that transpired today in these two series. First, Ultra Prime played Rammus Yumi bot lane. I'm curious if anyone interviewed the Ultra Prime staff afterwards to figure out if that was a misclick, a mistake, or did they legitimately try and pull that out? They were not as behind as you'd think they would have been in gold as a team at 8:45 when the bot lane tower fell. Only 1.6k gold and, 48 CS behind. Hacker actually was the only one to get a gank off before 9 minutes, and he traded Grubs for Drake, which RNG took. So RNG were in a good spot, but at the same time, their lead wasn't massive. Wei on the Vi got a couple kills in the first significant team fight, and then Tangwan on the Corki was very consistent, being around the plays when they needed to be made, roaming and things like that, having high KP as the team just kind of rolled over Ultra Prime. It's not a shock, right, when you're playing Rammus Yumi bot to just not have much of a chance at all. So game one was pretty lopsided because of that. Now game two, Ultra Prime actually had a lead. At 15 minutes, they were up 1.2k gold. They would lose that lead, a lot of it being in the jungle on Hacker. He was up 15 over Wei. So he's ahead in gold, CS, probably gold. And he also took both Grub spawns and both Drakes before 15 minutes. Wei had nothing going for himself, and you're going to wonder, why is he MVP then? Well, so the first couple team fights for the Drakes and things like that, Yukai was dominant on the Akali. And he continued to be throughout the mid-game. But at the third Drake fight, Wei was able to sneak in and steal the Drake, stall the game out. Got a couple kills in the team fight that transpired afterwards. Ming on the Tom Kench, soaking up damage in that team fight, and then the team fights that would follow, frontlining, very aggressive. And then lastly, Breathe on the Jax, cleaned the game up, dealing damage in the final team fights. Actually, game one I should have mentioned, because I've mentioned every other RNG player. LWX on the Varus was that player for the RNG in game one, cleaning things up in the late game on the Varus. But game two, it was Breathe on the Jax. He played a good Poppy game in game one as well. But in the end, I thought Wei deserves some credit for being able to steal that Drake, and then also getting a couple kills in the team fight that transpired after. Game one on the Vi, he also had the first couple kills in terms of involvement and was integral to their, opening up a lead that was kind of handed to them by Ultra Prime's comp. Then we have LGD and EDG. So I thought EDG would win this, even with solo kill. I thought that they would win 2-1. But they lost 2-0. They were in position to win game two for sure. Game one, I would argue, wasn't. Some people want to say they choked. I don't think they threw it all that much. But Hai Chao 5-3-13, 36% of damage was my MVP. Jin Zhao 2-5 and 20 in the support role, had the best KDA. Fisher, his best series so far, 15-4 and 5, 37% of damage in the loss. A lot of people giving Fisher crap in this one. Fisher is definitely not the one that lost them this series, in my opinion. So game one at 18 minutes, laning phase ended. LGD took both Grub spawns. EDG had taken one. But a mid lane diffy. So Hai Chao had 47 CS over Fisher. that is a legitimate thing to be concerned about. Hai Chao on a LeBlanc opening up quite a gold lead. EDG tried to help Solo Kill out, taking a trip topside. It was clear throughout this series that they were going to give him some assistance into Birdall. Fisher on the Azir ends up getting a couple kills in the first team fight. Kepler on the Kalista returns that favor later on in team fights. And the game kind of evens out again because Fisher gets those kills and then Kepler returns the favor. JJ on Sejuani, 100% KP through the mid to late game. That was the case in both series. Both games, he's clearly in ELO hell. Now that they have a rookie top, a rookie mid, a rookie support, and an AD carry that shit talks him behind his back on social media in China. So it's definitely an interesting situation for JJ. I don't know why he's even... if I was him, I would hold out. I said it on the Discord, and I'll say here. I think the guy should just say, you know what? My contract ends at the end of the year. This is not it. He is on struggle street on this franchise right now. Like this series, so they threw the final team fight. Well, sorry, they didn't throw the final team fight. They lost the final team fight to LGD. Hai Chao and the LeBlanc dealing a ton of damage and securing that win off of that. They actually had less kills than EDG in both games, which they won. Game 2, 15-30, a 1.1k gold lead for EDG. 49 CS lead in the bot lane for Leave and Vampire. Could not turn it into anything. Actually, Fisher on the Akali was the one getting kills in the early to mid game once again. So he is opening up a lead for them, and this lead was much more significant. JJ on the Trundle, 100% KP. Now they had Soul. They were in position to win. This is a throw. Meteor on the Rel, great engage at Elder. They're able to get a couple kills, take the Elder. That opens things up for them, and then they win the final team fight with Hai Chao on Azir, securing the win. Just honestly, there's a couple team fights in both games that EDG just lost, and you have to wonder, with 3 rookies and, a player that's only played one split with JJ, that there will be some communication issues. There will be some instances where they don't know what's going on, what their plan is. And some may say, yeah, but maybe they played last year in the LDL. That's not the case. Leave played in the LDL. Fisher played 11 games as he split time with 3 other mids on EDG's LDL team. Vampire was not even in the organization, I believe. And Solo Kill was loaned out to the PCS with Frank Esports. So there are a lot of pieces here that are not used to playing together in any way, shape, or form. EDG clearly going through a rebuild here, and at the same time, like I said yesterday, I didn't think Ale was the issue. So it puts Solo Kill in. At this point, you should have just let Ale leave if you want to go with this rebuilt roster. You've got to make a decision. You can't go back and forth. This is ugly. EDG certainly have fallen off, and LGD actually are 2-1, not 1-2 on my board. That's wrong because they beat Ultra Prime. Sneak peek for tomorrow: LPL Rare Atom 0-2, coming off of a loss to JDG. IG 1-1, coming off of a loss to Ninja in Pajamas. Last time these two teams played, Rare Atom would win 2-0. 7 of the 10 players are the same. Zhaoju and Asum, 23-6-19, 55% of damage in the win. YSKM and On, 11-9-15, half of their team's damage. Ninja in Pajamas and JDG, Nip 2-0, coming off of a win against IG. JDG 1-0, coming off of a win against Rare Atom. Also, keep in mind, tomorrow's video of Daily Dose will not include recaps of these games. Those will be on Thursday's video. Tomorrow will just be a sneak peek of Thursday's games. I'm not going to be available to be able to make the video in the evening. So expect the recaps for these to occur Thursday. LCK, Guangdong Freaks, D+, Kia. KDF 2-2 coming off a win against Nongshim. D+ 2-2 coming off of a loss against Gen G. Last time they played, D+ would win 2-0. Half the starters are the same. Showmaker and Kellen 9-3 and 26, 31% of damage in the win. Bulldog and Andal 3-15 and 6, 42% of damage in the loss. KT and Brian, KT 2 and 2, lost to T1. Brian 0 and 4, lost to DRX. Last time they played, KT 1-2-0. 4 of the 10 starters remain. BDD 6-4-17, 29% of damage. Karis 2-5-6, 19% of damage. And like I said a couple minutes ago, I'll say it again, these recaps will not be on tomorrow's video. They will be on Thursday's video along with Thursday's game, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully you stop by tomorrow to watch the sneak peek of Thursday's games. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.